Welcome back to the Forensics Detailing channel. Today we're going to be reviewing Meguiars Endurance Tyre Gel.
Lil guns down, lil guns down, lil guns down in the ground. Lil guns down, boy, or I will lay you down. Say your last prayer, say your last prayer, and don't look back here no more. The Lord can't help you, you've gone too far for sure. I'm on the highway, hitting kind of loud, singing all the time.
Okay guys, so Meguiars Endurance Tyre Gel. This is a tyre dressing that you place on your car. So Meguiars describe it as a long-lasting, high-gloss shine. So just some of the basics about this, guys. It comes in a 473 milliliter bottle, or 16 fluid ounces, the American measurements, an American product. So it's essentially half a litre. Normally you'll pick this product up for about $11.95. That seems to be about the rough average price. You can get it in Halfords in the UK, which is always nice. There's not many places where you can buy detailing products over the counter, if you like. But Meguiars products are in Halfords. You can pick this up in Halfords. You can get it online. Again, my advice is if you need it straight away, you can go and get it in Halfords. If you need it, if you're less worried about getting it straight away and more worried about the price, shop around, because I could see Euro Car Parts were selling this for $8.99 on the day that I shot this video. So there is quite a big variance in price between resellers, and there's a lot of people selling it. So what do Meg say about this product? Okay, so it's a dressing that you put on there primarily to make your tyres look good, okay, to make them look nice and shiny and more like they did when they were new, okay. Meguiars talk about the fact that the product is durable and lasts weeks. Also protects your tyre from browning, okay, that kind of brown film that you can sometimes get over the top of an untreated tyre, which is important. And also that slick, wet look that they describe on the bottle, okay. High gloss shine is how they describe it. Okay, next up, application of this product. As always, one of the most important things when you're dressing tyres is before you dress them, to get your tyres clean to a really good standard, okay? So some people will use degreaser type cleaners, or you could use a high concentrate APC. Whichever method you use to clean your tyres, I'd recommend you give them a really good scrub with your product, and then once you've worked all that product in and you've scrubbed it all up with a really hard set brush, or reasonably hard set brush that fits the width of your tyre, rinse it off, and then once you rinse it off, wipe it dry with a microfiber. And what you'll get when you wipe it dry is a black skid mark all over your microfiber. You need to keep going until that black skid mark is gone, okay? So it takes quite a few passes to get your tyre to a good standard. There's no point in just cleaning your car and slinging the dressing on top of all the dirt that's stuck on that rubber. So that's one of the most important things. So the application of Meguiars Endurance, guys. The product is a gel, okay, quite a thick gel, and being a gel creates some advantages and disadvantages. So the advantages are you can kind of, you know, it's not going to kind of run off the tyre or anything like that. So you could place it on the tyre or place it on your applicator. I recommend you use quite a strong foam applicator. Once you place it there, you work that product all around the whole tyre, okay? I like to just put a thin bead of the product all the way around the tyre and then work it in. So it's nice and easy to apply. The downsides are it is quite greasy, okay, and it's a bit, you know, it takes a bit of effort to spread it around. There are some that you can spray on that you could probably, or that are looser liquids that you could apply quicker in theory, but it's not a major problem. It's just a feature of the gel, okay. One really important thing, and one criticism that gets thrown at it, is that it's prone to slinging, okay. So this gel product, you put it on, it doesn't instantly dry and disappear. So if you load up and put loads in and that gel sits inside the treads and you don't allow it to dry, when you drive the car, you're going to throw the product off of the wheels, okay? Now, all you do with that is just make sure you don't over apply it and make sure there's no gel sitting in any of the recesses. If there is, you could use a microfiber to remove it. Make sure you allow the product to dry, okay? So Meguiars Endurance is a solvent-based tyre dressing, guys. So you typically have two types or two formats of tyre dressing, water-based and solvent-based, okay? Now, all of these tyre dressings, as far as I know, use forms of silicone or siloxanes that are then either a water-based siloxane or silicone that you can put into a water-based product, or ones that need to be carried in a solvent, okay? And there's a school of thought that moves you towards the water-based ones because solvents, continued use of solvents on your tyres could cause a degradation in the rubber of your tyres. I haven't been able to find any evidence of that myself, and I've been spraying mineral spirits on my test tyre for over a year now, looking to see if I can cause those tyres to fail and perish quicker. It hasn't happened, and I do kind of trust the chemistry of Meguiars Endurance. It's a product I've been using a long time, so I'm not sure if I'm too worried about a product being a solvent-based tyre dressing, but I know some people that are, so it's worth discussing on the channel. The chemistry of the product, it looks like Meguiars state that it's between 50 and 70% silicone or siloxanes, and then the rest of the product is 20 to 60% forms of solvent, okay, to make those siloxanes transportable, and the solvent will then disappear after application and leave you with your active products on the tyre, a bit like a car wax. Now, that's a really high level of active ingredients for me. You know, if it's above 50% silicones, you know, that is a really high level of silicone. And that probably explains why the product is so slimy, you know, on your fingers, and so kind of shiny, that it is loaded with silicone. And that's a good thing, because that's going to be the expensive ingredient that you could skimp on if you wanted to do a tyre gel, and you could put hardly any in if you wanted to. So I think Meguiars, you know, they don't mess around. They've been around for a while. They've got a good reputation and some really good products. So just looking at the chemistry of the product, it's formulated with a lot of silicone. Okay guys, so after you've applied this product, and like I said, my preferred way to apply this is just to put a thin bead of the product around the tyre and then work that in with your sponge applicator and make sure you get it everywhere, and then leave it alone. You know, don't go and drive the car after you've applied it, because you know, it is a thick gel that takes time for the solvents to vape out and leave the dry silicones on the tyre. So be mindful of that. It's not really a major problem for me, but some people seem to kind of not like that feature that you've got to let it dry, okay? First up, what does the product do well and what does it do badly? So this product, again, it's a bit of a Marmite one. You see some guys that really love it and other guys that are not so keen on it, and you know, there's varied opinions on it. So the first thing about it, okay, that I really want to get across, the first positive, is the gloss on application. So after you've applied the dressing, the number one strength of this product is how shiny and wet it will look. It will make your tyres look on application, and that is the biggest box to tick, I think, with a tyre dressing out of all of them. And I think that accounts for why, a lot of the reasons why this product is popular, okay? So it delivers on that front, and I like it because of that front. The next thing, guys, the durability of the product, the way the product holds up. It genuinely does last weeks, okay? And not all of them do, and that's one of the biggest failings you will encounter from a tyre dressing, is the performance tailing off very quickly, okay? So Meguiars Endurance, as the name suggests, kind of lasts a long time, which is another big box to tick if you can, okay? So next up is what the product kind of fails to do really well, which is always something that might be a bit subjective, but you hear people criticise Meguiars Endurance tyre gel for being patchy, okay? So in other words, it not leaving a consistent finish on the tyre, okay? Now that can sometimes go down to the lack of preparation, you know, because if you've got clean rubber and then you put this dressing on it, it works, okay? But there are products out there, other dressings, that for me have a much more consistent darkening effect on the tyre, okay? And Meguiars Endurance doesn't do that. It doesn't have that kind of darkening effect to the extent of some other products, which I really like. So you could throw that criticism at it, okay? So it's a case of, you know, when there's lots of people liking a product and lots of people not liking it, you know, the reality of where the product is somewhere in the middle of that, and that's kind of my opinion on this stuff. So yeah, the darkening effect could be more consistent all over the tyre. The slinging for me really isn't an issue. I just know if ever I use a tyre gel, I just make sure I don't drive the car for at least an hour after I've applied it, and I've never had a problem with slinging. It literally, I think it will only be a problem if you throw loads on and you go and drive the car after you've applied it. So not a big deal. One thing also to mention is that in the Pro Valet and Detailers magazine, I believe it was issue 1 or issue 2, I think it was issue 1, there was a blind test done. So they took a whole range of tyre dressings, water-based, solvent-based, and they put them in anonymous blank bottles and sent them out to over kind of 40 professional and hobbyist detailers to get people's feedbacks. And there was criteria that the organisers wanted people to judge them on. You know, a range of criteria on what you'd want a tyre dressing to do: durability, consistency, you know, gloss, all those things, ease of application. Meguiars Endurance won that test reasonably comfortably, okay? So that tells you, you know, it wasn't up against JML products, it was up against very good competition, you know, a whole range of rated products. So in summary, guys, I want to get across the key points of this product for anyone looking at this video with an aim of going to buy this product. The key thing is gloss on application. It delivers a high gloss, wet look shine, and you can add to that kind of gloss by layering up the product 2 times if you like. So it ticks that box. The Endurance box, guys, the product will last you weeks. There are some of these products that are definitely less concentrated than Meguiars Endurance Tyre Gel. The level of silicons or active ingredients, siloxanes, whatever it is, in there is high, okay? So the product that's the key thing people talk about with it. That's what it's known for. It's known for lasting a long time. The things that gets criticised for me are pretty minor issues. The slinging, again, just don't put loads of it on. Make sure there's no gel sitting in any of the treads on the edges or any of the recesses. And if there is, just get that excess out of there with a bit of microfiber, and don't dry it. You know, if you apply it, I say wait 10 minutes for it to dry, but don't drive the car if you've applied this for half an hour, and then you won't have that slinging problem, okay? The stickiness on application, yeah, it's sticky and slimy on your fingers, but it is loaded with silicone in the kind of, with that solvent to keep that silicone workable. So it's the nature of the beast. You know, if it worries you, and it is a bit annoying to have the old greasy fingers, but then you can just glove up if you want when you're applying it. The last criticism is that the fact that it can be patchy. For me, I don't think it's fair to say this product is patchy, but what I would say is there are products out there that have a much more noticeable darkening effect and a much more consistent darkening effect than Meguiars Endurance. So it's important for me to kind of get across the key strengths of this product and some of the things that it doesn't do so well. But overall, I have to say this is one of my favourite tyre dressings out of all of them, okay? There's some that are easier to apply, there's some that are cheaper, there's some that use different technologies, but in terms of just the bling factor of having this on your tyres after you've detailed a car, I think is quite high. And I think that's the reason ultimately why it won the PVD blind test, is because you can see on application it really does improve the look of your tyres, and I'll overlay the shots of me using it on the test tyre there that kind of back that up. So Meguiars Endurance Tyre Gel definitely gets a thumbs up from the Forensics Detailing channel. It's readily available, it's well known, and it's a really good product. So as always on this channel, guys, as well as me just prattling on about what I think about a product, there's always great feedback in the comments on these videos. So I would like to know what your kind of favourite tyre dressing product is, why you like that. Is it water-based, is it solvent-based, do you have a preference on either of those? What do you like about your favourite product, and what potentially do you dislike about it? And also, if you've encountered Meguiars Endurance Tyre Gel and you've used it, I'd be interested in your opinion in the comments on what you feel about it, guys. As always guys, thank you very much for watching this review of the Meguiars Endurance Tyre Gel on the Forensics Detailing channel. We'll see you next time.